Hi again, guys. Welcome back to the Crafty Kitchen. Tonight what I'm going to make for dinner is I'm going to make zucchini Alfredo. Now this is something I'm not really following a recipe. I'm just kind of putting this together with things that we have. What we're going to be using for this, I'm going to be using 2 zucchinis. I'm going to be using ghee in place of butter. I'm going to be using some shredded Parmesan, my jar of Alfredo sauce, some garlic, black pepper, salt, parsley, and then I'm going to put some Canadian bacon in this as well. This garlic, I don't know if y'all have seen this before, but this is really nice on the truck. It's kind of like it's already chopped up kind of dehydrated garlic, and basically all you do is rehydrate it. So this is really nice if you don't have, you know, a fridge or something to keep, or you don't want to keep cloves of garlic. They're kind of a hassle sometimes to do, which we do that too sometimes, but this just makes it a lot easier and it's real handy. You don't have to refrigerate it or anything. So they have a couple different spices like that you can get. So what we're gonna do, I want to show you what I'm using here. I'm going to be using my New Wave cooktop. And I think I've said this before and I just need to get the time to do it, but I'm going to kind of do a quick short video one of these days and just kind of show you the cooking things that I use on the truck regularly. So we're going to use our New Wave. I've got a large skillet and I'm going to be using my veggetti. Now, if you have not seen this, this is super duper cool. Basically, it's a spiraling tool that you can use to spiral zucchini, cucumbers, you know, any vegetables you can fit in here to spiral. That's what this is for, and it's really convenient and easy to use. It makes the zucchini noodles for us. It has a thin and a thick side, so that's really cool. It's a as seen on TV type thing. I think Walmart has them, a few other places, and they do have bigger ones, a larger one, but I just wanted this size for the truck because it doesn't take up a lot of room and it's really convenient. So let me get everything cut up. I need to cut up our spiral our zucchini, which I'll show you that. I'm going to cut up our Canadian bacon and we'll get to cook. So first thing I'm going to do, we've got this uncured Canadian bacon. I've had this in the freezer for a little while, so I took it out to thaw today so I could use it in this dish. I'm going to use the whole package because there really isn't a whole lot in here. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut this up into small pieces. It has about 6 pieces in here, and I'm just going to kind of dice it. So it's kind of like a diced Canadian bacon that we're going to be putting in here. This would be really good with some chicken also. I just didn't have any chicken, so that's why I'm substituting with the Canadian bacon, which it should be fine because it should be just like ham. All right, so we've got that diced up. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to spiral our zucchini and make our zucchini noodles. All right, so I've got my zucchini. They're already washed and dried. I'm just going to cut the ends off to start. And we're going to take our veggetti, and I always do it on the thin side, just because we like it thinner, but you can do thick if you want. So we're gonna take our zucchini, and basically all you're gonna do, you pick the side you want. I've got this is the thin side, and you just basically, you stick the zucchini in, hold it, and you're just gonna twist. And if you see, that's coming out in some spiral noodles. Now, once you get close to the end of your vegetable that you're spiraling, the cap here has these little spikes that you can stick down into the vegetable, and that just helps you get the whole thing all the way down. All right, so that's our first zucchini done. And we're going to go on to our next one. And you can see these noodles, look at that. It's just like a spaghetti noodle, really. And zucchini, like I told y'all before, we're doing a low carb, so zucchini is a really great substitute for pasta because pasta has a lot of carbs. So we'll do our second zucchini. All right, and there we go. We've got our 2 zucchinis done and ready to go. So as you see, it just makes some really nice spiral noodle looking things out of the zucchini. All right, so with the noodles or the zucchini, it makes some really long pieces, if you can see there when you're spiraling it. We don't want them that long, or we don't like them that long. So usually what I do is I just take a knife and kind of chop through them a little bit just to cut them down so they're not such long pieces. And I just kind of, if they're smaller, that's fine. It doesn't make it taste any different. So there we go. Now we got some smaller pieces. You can see that. Makes it a little bit easier to cook also. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna turn my new wave on. I'm gonna turn it on to medium high. And I'm going to get some ghee. And Jason's told you about this before in our salmon video that he did, but ghee is basically just a clarified butter. So we're gonna do about a tablespoon of ghee, and we'll let that heat up. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually add my garlic in with the ghee. So that'll kind of hydrate it. So I don't have to hydrate it with water. The ghee is gonna hydrate it. So we'll put a little bit of garlic, and we're gonna let this heat up. And sometimes when you're cooking with a New Wave in a truck, if you're not on super level ground, you'll see stuff tends to migrate to whatever side the truck is tilted. So I'm just gonna get a pot holder or something just to level this out a little bit better. There we go, that should be better. But we'll let this heat up a bit. Once it's heated up a little bit, we're going to put our zucchini noodles in. And I'm actually going to use just a little bit of butter. We want to use a little bit of unsalted butter because we're going to add our own salt. So I've got some Kerrygold unsalted butter. This is grass-fed butter. It's really good. So I'm going to add this is about a tablespoon. I'm going to add that in with that. Get that nice and melted. And your garlic will start to kind of brown up a little bit, which is fine. That's what you want it to do. Get that nice and melted. And once your butter's heated up and melted good, we're going to add our zucchini noodles in with the butter. And we're gonna saute these until they're soft and done. It usually doesn't take too long with the zucchini because you don't want it mushy either. You want it kind of a consistency of pasta. So we're gonna kind of mix that up, get the butter and ghee and garlic kind of mixed up with that so it cooks. We're gonna cook it probably about 5 minutes, stirring it. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna salt and pepper my zucchini. So I'll add a little salt and a little pepper. Good. And if you don't want to use garlic like that, you could even use a garlic salt or a garlic powder. I mean, basically you can put any seasonings you want. Like I said, I'm not following a recipe. I'm just kind of making this to our tastes. So yeah, you can really put any kind of seasonings you want with this. We make a zucchini shrimp scampi that's really, really good, and next time I make that, I'm gonna video it and show you how we do that as well. Basically doing it the same way with the zucchini noodles, but it's a shrimp scampi, and it's really, really good. So we're gonna let this cook for about 3 to 5 minutes, and then we'll add our Alfredo and our Canadian bacon. All right, so our zucchini is pretty much cooked. It's been cooking about 5 minutes, just sauteing and continually stirring. And you can see how it's softened up. It's not so stiff anymore. And again, you don't want it smushy, so you just kind of got to watch it. Get it to the consistency you like. You may like it a little bit more mushy, and if that's what you like, then go for it. So I'm going to put in our Canadian bacon. And this is already cooked, so basically it's just getting heated up in with the zucchini. We're gonna add that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add my Alfredo sauce right in with it. And I've got one of these little spatulas, which is really great for the truck too. I got this at Walmart. I think it was like $1. So yeah, it wasn't very much at all. And I like it because it gets down in these jars, or any kind of jars of stuff you have, and you can get pretty much everything out of there. It works a lot better than just a spoon, because you can kind of scrape the walls of the jar and get everything out of that jar for sauces or what have you. Once we get this all in, basically we're just going to cook it until it's heated through. That looks good. Looks like we got pretty much all of that out of the jar. Awesome. All right. See Tyson over here, he wants to help. So we're just gonna mix this all in, our zucchini, the Canadian bacon with our Alfredo sauce. I really like this, the Classico sun-dried tomato Alfredo. It's really got a good flavor, and you know, it's quick and easy. Making your own Alfredo sauce, I'm sure, takes a little bit of time to do. I've not done it before, but yeah, so that is looking really yummy. Oh my gosh, it smells good too. So basically I'm just heating this through, letting it thicken up a little bit, letting that sauce get heated, the Canadian bacon get heated, and probably about 5 minutes or less on that. The New Wave works really well. I've kicked my temperature down to medium, which is 275, just because I don't want it to be boiling and bubbling. I just want it to get a nice consistent heated through. Zucchini noodles, I mean, it pretty much can take the place of any noodle. I've actually even made a spaghetti with the zucchini. It's like a zucchini noodle spaghetti with a homemade spaghetti sauce, meat sauce, and also did the zucchini just like this, and it was really good as well. So yeah, that looks good. I'm gonna turn off the New Wave, and we'll get this in bowls, and then we're gonna garnish it with our Parmesan and our parsley. All right, so I've got some of the zucchini Alfredo mixture in the bowls, and what I'm gonna do, excuse me, is I'm just gonna garnish it with a little bit of grated Parmesan on each one. We're gonna top that with a little bit of parsley. Basically just to kind of garnish, make it look pretty. And there we go. Look at that. That looks delicious and smells delicious too. So we've got its zucchini Alfredo. And again, super easy, something you can make on the truck without a lot of effort. So if you have any questions on this recipe or any questions about cooking on the truck, you can always leave a comment down below, email me, find us on Facebook. And as always, thank you for watching and subscribing. We'll see you in our next video. Bye-bye.